Some men volunteer for war, others are chosen. And when heaven chooses a soldier, it is never by accident. It is by decree. Before you ever drew breath, God knew your name. Before your first cry, He saw the wars you would fight. Before your first wound, He had already planned your victory. You were not called because you were the strongest, not because you were the fastest, not because you were flawless. You were chosen because there was a war only you could stand in. That's why comfort never felt right to you. Why shallow distractions drained you. Why restlessness followed you, even in peace. Your spirit always knew. This life would cost you everything. Heaven does not choose soldiers and then give them soft lives. You were set apart early, tested before you understood why, thrown into storms while others were celebrating. While they rested, you were learning to stand alone. Those lonely seasons weren't punishment. They were instruction. That's where the orders were carved into your spirit. Orders the world would never understand. Orders you could never ignore. They pulled you away from certain people. They placed you into battles you didn't start. They revealed enemies you didn't even know existed. And through it all, the mark remained. Invisible to most, but burning in the spirit realm. The mark that says, "This one belongs to the Lord of Hosts." Heaven doesn't choose soldiers to impress crowds. It chooses them to break gates. And if you've been chosen, you will never find peace in retreat. Your spirit won't rest until you stand where God placed you. Eyes forward, heart set like stone, hands ready. Then one day, training ends. The order comes, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, no more waiting, no more preparation. You step into the war you were born for. And when a chosen soldier takes the field, the atmosphere shifts. Not because of reputation, but because heaven marches with him. The unseen becomes active. The supernatural becomes strategy. Hell notices immediately. The enemy knows your name, not because you announced it, but because you survived attacks meant to erase you. That survival marked you as a problem. That's why the pressure increased. Why betrayals cut deeper. Why the battles intensified. Hell tried to break you before you could strike. But here's the truth. You were never fighting alone. When heaven sends a soldier, every step is reinforced. Every move is covered. Every wound is repurposed. You fight differently when your orders came from the throne. You don't waste energy on arguments. You don't turn back when it hurts. You don't hesitate when the enemy roars, because you're not fighting for yourself. You're fighting for the kingdom. And that's what terrifies darkness most. A chosen soldier doesn't need to win once. He's built to shift generations. The banner over you isn't cloth. It's covenant. It declares, touch him, and you challenge heaven itself. There is no discharge from this calling. No retirement from obedience. Your service ends only when your breath does. And even then, your legacy keeps marching. I've felt the weight of this calling. The fire of divine orders in my bones. This life was never mine to waste on comfort. It was his to spend on purpose. There is no looking back. No retreat, no negotiation. I've been wounded, I've fallen. I've been surrounded. But every time I hit the ground, the same hand that chose me lifted me again. And every rise made me more dangerous to darkness. This is the oath of the chosen. I will fight where he sends me. I will stand where he places me. I will endure until the mission is complete. I am not here for applause. I am not here for ease. I am here because I was called before the world knew my name. And if my body ever falls, let my last breath still carry authority. Because the soldier chosen by heaven never truly dies. He simply changes assignments. Until then, I march through fire, through storms, through every attack hell can form, because I was chosen. And I will not betray the one who called me before time began.